What is going on, guys? Mike back again here, this time with my top 20 of 2023. I think I'm going to get through this relatively quick. We shall see. But I meant to get this out probably sometime last week after Christmas and ended up getting sick. And then my dog, who I've had for 16 years, ended up kind of going downhill, and we sadly had to put her down last Friday here. So really haven't been in the mood to make a video. Just not feeling well, and then just kind of in a somber mood due to having to do that. But feeling better today, so I thought it'd be a good day to get this out of the way. And with 2024 rocking and rolling here, I thought it'd be better late than never to get this out. So, like I said, top 20 of 2023. Gonna go through this relatively quick. So, anyway, hope everyone's doing well as always, and let's get this started. So, at number 20, I am going with Void Ceremony, Threads of Unknowing. Great album here. One of my favorite metal albums of the year. Great technical death metal, if you will. Really, really enjoyed this on 20 Buck Spin. Great label. Really enjoy what they put out for the most part. So yeah, sitting at number 20, we have Void Ceremony with Threads of Unknowing. Number 19, I got to throw it out to Olivia Rodrigo. Guts. Like I've said before, the girl is way better than she deserves to be. Um, just a great energy. Kind of has a punk element to her music, as well as, you know, a fine line between pop and punk. She rides that line pretty well, and I mean, it is pop music when it all boils down to it. But great album from her. Really impressed by Olivia Rodrigo's newest effort, Guts. 18, got to hit Rolling Stones, Hackney Diamonds. I mean, come on. These guys are in their 80s and are pushing out this level of music here. I was really I wasn't expecting much, but they surprised me. So yeah, Rolling Stones, way to go, guys. That's probably they might have one more album in them. I doubt it, but I think they're still touring uh, this next year. So I mean, go for it, guys. Well, you still can. Keith, Mick, uh, Steve, come on. Sadly, Charlie passed away, but he is on a couple of tracks here. So really good album in my opinion. Number 17, going to Silent Planet, Super Bloom. Metalcore act with elements of electronic music thrown in there. Really reminded me a lot of Fit for a King's last two albums. They kind of threw in the electronic arrangements as well, sprinkled in, and kind of giving like a little bit of an industrial feel to it, but really digging that album here. 16, Hot Graves, Plague Wielder. Fantastic, just a really fun death metal album. I would highly recommend listening to if you are into that sort of thing. Number 15, we have Holy Name, deathcore band. Uh, kind of on the, I mean, it is worship music, but with a metal tinge to it. Really enjoyed this quite a bit. Even if you're not a religious person per se, I would say give this a listen. It's just that good. So, with that being said, we're going with number 14 with Derek Higgins' Muse album. Derek Higgins, of course, is in the vinyl community here, and this is a great album, great atmosphere to it, all instrumental. Really highly recommend checking that out if that is something that interests you. At number 13, I'm going with Atlas's Between the Day and I, another great metal album. Kind of surprised me. I got it. I didn't really listen to it that much, and then I put it on again one day, and I was like, "Holy crap! this is really good." I guess you could say post metal is what that would be classified as. But yeah, Atlas's Between the Day and I had never heard of this band before this album, but really good stuff in my opinion. At number 12, we have Crosses, and I always have to pull this up because I never remember. It is Good Night, God Bless, and I Love You, Delete. Crosses, of course, is an offshoot of Deftones. Great electronic act. If that's something that interests you, I highly recommend checking them out. Really good stuff, in my opinion. And at number 11, I have the Pierce the Veil's newest effort, Jaws of Life. I know a lot of people didn't really care for this album. I, for one, really did like it quite a bit, and that's why it's sitting at number 11. All right, let's get into the top 10 here. So, number 10, I am going with Sextile and their album Push. I'm not 100% sure. I think this might be their first album, but if you're a fan of like 90s techno, like Chemical Brothers or anything like that, I'd highly recommend giving this a listen. Great stuff from Sextile. So, Sextile Push. And at number 9, probably the best jazz album I heard all year was from London Brew. Um, heavily inspired by Miles Davis's Bitches Brew, but love this great jazz fusion. If that's something you're into, I highly recommend checking them out. It's just a collective, a group collective. I'm not sure if they're ever going to release anything else again. It might just be a one-off, but really good stuff. Really good stuff. Tickled my jazz fusion itch for the year. Jeez Louise, sorry, it's kind of stuffy from my cold. And at number 8, Baroness with their album Stone. Not my favorite Baroness album, but I still like it quite a bit. I didn't really hear a whole lot of people talking about this album. It kind of seems like people were talking about it, anticipating it, and then I never heard anything about it. At least in the circles I run in. But I really liked it. Baroness, Stone, they usually have, like colors like red, blue, yellow, green as their album. Purple. Purple's a really good album. But yeah, now they're going with Stone, so I'm not sure what that means. But anyway, Baroness Stone, number 8. Number 7, I am going with Deathgrave and their album It's Only Midnight. Just a really, really fun death metal album, in my opinion. I put this on so much throughout the year. It always put a smile on my face. It was great to drive to, great to put on around the house, do chores, whatever I was doing. Deathgrave, It's Only Midnight. Not reinventing the wheel by any means, but really good stuff. So check them out if you're into death metal. And number 6, I'm going with Reverend Kristen Michael Hayter and her album Saved. Great mix of gospel, like old-timey gospel music, and then Appalachian folk music as well. Really enjoyed this. Kristen Hayter was lingua ignota, however you want to say it. Before this, she retired that moniker, and now she's going as Reverend Kristen Michael Hayter. And I actually think she actually might be an actual reverend now. But really good stuff. Highly recommend checking that out. Number 5, I'm going with Avenged Sevenfold, and it is Life is But a Dream. I know a lot of people did not like this album. I, for one, love this album. I'm not a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan, so maybe that's why I liked it so much. I thought, it was getting some buzz. People were like, oh, you got to listen to this track. And so I did. I was like, holy crap, that's really good. And then I can see why people wouldn't like it per se, but at the same time, I mean, you got to give them credit for doing something different. And in this day and age, that's few and far between, I think, with musicians experimenting, especially this late on in their career. But yeah, I really dug that album, and look forward to see what they do next. So that is my number 5. Number 4, I never heard anyone mention this album, but it's the new Pill, Public Image Limited album, End of World. Fantastic. My gosh, this thing sounds like it could be ripped right out of the 80s, but still has a timeless quality about it. Love this, John Lydon and company. Fantastic job. Listen to this quite a bit as well throughout the year. So very good. Thumbs up. Number 3, going with Tomb Mold and The Enduring Spirit. Great technical progressive death metal album. Actually, my top metal album of the year is this. I know they had another album previous to this one, which I'm going to have to check out now because this band just blew my mind with this release. So, Tomb Mold, if you're into progressive metal or progressive music at all, give this a listen. I don't think it will disappoint. Number 2, I'm going with Spanish Love Songs. Great album from them, more on the alternative side. But yeah, I have another one of their albums that I can't think what it's called right off the top of my head here. But this one, I like that album, but this one really exceeded my expectations and found myself going back to it quite a bit throughout the year. So for that reason alone, it's sitting at number 2 because I did spin this thing quite a bit. And number one with a bullet, Steven Wilson, Harmony Codex. Steven Wilson, of course, Porcupine Tree, but this album just blew me away. I think it's by far the best album of the year. Granted, there's a few albums I still haven't listened to in full, the new Peter Gabriel being one of them, and there's a few others that I've meant to get to and probably won't until later on in 2024 at some point. So as of right now, Steven Wilson, the Harmony Codex, number 1. Just a great album from Steven. Really, really enjoyed this, and I can put it on anytime and find something new that I didn't hear before. It's a great headphone listen album. So with that being said, there we go. Top 20 of 2023. All right, guys. Well, hopefully that didn't last too long. I tried to get through this relatively quick. Like I said, I wanted to get this out and before 2024 got rocking and rolling too far in. So with that being said, I hope everyone's doing well. Of course, I got some more recent find videos to make here because I'm always getting new music. It's a sickness. And yeah, hope everyone's doing well. And until next time, guys, keep on spinning. Alrighty.